There is a part of me that feels badly telling people that they have to keep listening to me, but we are on the home stretch, and it really brings me great joy to see how happy everybody is to reconnect with each other. So thank you all for being here again. It's really wonderful to feel the energy in the room and see everybody having such a great time. So I also thank you. We've got 2 more awards. We are on the home stretch, and then I will not bother you again to stop networking and meeting old friends and new friends. Yes, sit down. Okay. So we're moving on to the final 2 awards. Our next award is the Dr. Don Ricks Lifetime Achievement Award. Presenting this award is Hector McKay Dunn, partner at Farris. And tonight's event would not be possible without Farris, who's, as we know, a leading Canadian law firm. Instrumental is a founding sponsor of this event. So Hector, please join me on the stage. Woo! Yeah!
Well, hello everyone. On behalf of my partner James Hatton, here, we just got to say that we're so happy to be here together again in person after 24 years. So this is a great night. And we also want to say that I think now with COVID and so on, that we've reflected a lot over the last few years, and just to say that how much we really enjoy working with all of you. Founders, scientists, investors, from your earliest stages of formation through the grunt years of raising money with friends and family, and then the venture capitalists who we love, of course, and the partnering deals that James is so good at, licensing and getting you on your way, your initial public and follow-on offerings, and your M&A deals on the buy and sell side. We've really enjoyed working with you. But I also want to take a moment. I don't want to shock you, but really a tip of the hat to all of our colleagues that are here, from the accounting, legal, regulatory, and investment banking space. You know, all of us together. You make such a great contribution to our community. It makes us the vibrant life sciences community that we are, and all of you in your own way support and sponsor. I know life sciences is not just us, by no means. All of you do, and each of you are here, and so I just want to recognize you and thank you for all of your support. And so tonight, it's our honor to present the Don Ricks Award to one of the great champions of our community, Dr. Simon Pimstone. Now, I'm only allowed 3 minutes, and I've already burned too much of that time. So I really can't do Simon justice. And you can't really do justice to a lifetime career that's still in full swing. But I'll just try to mention a few, and I'm sure there's much more to come, Simon. So Simon, back in the day, received his medical degree from the University of Cape Town, his PhD in cardiovascular genetics from the University of Amsterdam, and his internal medicine specialty designation for our own UBC. Simon has published widely and continues to consult with the UBC Cardiology Clinic, which he helped found, and is founder and PI for Safer BC, which is the provincial COVID restriction traction study program, and of Save BC, the provincial program dedicated to the prevention of premature coronary artery disease. Simon is a serial entrepreneur and mentor. Over the past 2 decades, in an operating or board chair role, Simon has helped found multiple private and public life sciences companies, including Xenon, Euphraxia Pharmaceuticals, Alpha 9 Theranostics, and most recently, Zion Health. And Simon has mentored countless employees and students all along the way. These companies have employed many hundreds of people in BC and brought into BC approximately $1 billion in private and public equity, as well as strategic business development financings. This is where the next point, though, is one that really touches my heart. Simon is a passionate policy and industry advocate. Simon has served on numerous industry and healthcare boards, notably as chair of our own Life Sciences BC, as well as Providence Healthcare Research Trust, and vice chair of Biotech Canada. He has played advisory roles to the Michael Smith Foundation for Health Research and the Center for Molecular Medicine and Therapeutics. And he's co-chaired the internationally recognized Science, Technology, and Innovation Council State of the Nation report for the federal government. Whenever an urgent policy issue arises or a helping hand is needed, Simon has led or answered the call to serve, passionately and effectively, selflessly giving of his time each and every time without fail. And always, and you'll see that tonight, with that engaging charm and welcoming smile. So now let's watch and listen to Simon in his own words.
I came out here in 1994 to do a clinical fellowship and ended up getting a PhD in genetics and then went on to specialize in internal medicine. And that was really the beginning. From there, founded a company with colleague Dr. Michael Hayden. It's been a great inspiration for me. In and around 99, 2000, our first financings, and here we are 22 years later, overnight success. So this Donrix Lifetime Achievement Award is an incredible honor for me, and it's an honor for me in particular because of the Donrix component. What many may not know, but Don was a very early investor, in fact one of the earliest investors in Xenon, and I remember actually sitting in Don's office. It was one of my first investment pitches I'd ever made, fresh out of internal medicine training, and what did I know? And I remember Don saying to me, "I know your friends Hayden and Holler," those were other founders of Xenon at the time, "don't know you. You seem a good guy." And on that basis, Don invested in the company. So he really is part of our legacy at Xenon. Probably the standout organizational success has been the development of a drug at Xenon, which we call XEN1101. It's a drug for a seizure form of epilepsy known as focal onset seizures. We have many, many men and women who've been on this drug now, many that are still on this drug in open label trials, who came into the trial with daily seizures, who now seizure free. The ability to bring a medicine into a patient's life that can change their outcome for the benefit of them and their family, it has to be that. It has to be, together with our team, developing a medicine that can impact people's lives so profoundly. I started on a new venture after Xenon. We have set up what I think will be the leading men's health and wellness brand with a focus on hair. Humor's not lost on me. Hair loss company with a CEO who doesn't have any. And so we came up with a really exquisite gel, which we've called Siloxis System, which essentially traps medicines in a mesh-like structure in a gel on the skin. So medicines like finasteride, for example, where you want to limit the absorption into the body, and by doing so, we limit the systemic exposure of these medicines and reduce the side effect profile. So I see a lot of young investigators who come for advice. I really have two key sets of advice for them. One is invest in yourself, put in the time, put in the effort, put in the work. The second piece of advice is be resilient. You are going to have failures in life. You are going to have failures in your work. Just make sure you learn from those failures. Failure is important. Be resilient, and at the end of the day, things will be okay. There's a saying I've always lived by. It'll all be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Keep going.
Please join me in welcoming Dr. Simon Pimstone to the stage.
Thanks so much, Hector. It's actually amazing that we're standing here together, Hector, after 20, 25 years of collaboration in this community. And it's actually more amazing that both you and I are actually still standing at all, to be frank. It's a great privilege and pleasure to be here to accept this honor tonight. And thanks to Wendy and the lapse in judgment of your adjudicators. I'm very, very grateful for that. And for those men in the audience who think baldness is a prerequisite for one of these awards, just it isn't. Ask Doug Jansen or Carl Hansen or James Taylor, Michael Hayden. It's truly not a prerequisite. But we now have something we can help you with. So it's, when I think about a minute to say something or have an impact without being Will Smith-like, I wanted to at least spend a minute just acknowledging really a village that's been part of this journey with me. And I like to think about awards like these as not about me, not about you, it's about us. None of these types of awards are possible, vaguely possible, without the partnership. And I've been just very, very fortunate. Some of this is a lot of luck. Been very, very fortunate to be partnered with incredible people along the way. James Helliwell and John Maltabano and the crowd at Eupraxia. It's been a fantastic journey. My new family at Zion with Victor Hassan and Christina Hahn and Sean Alley, Herman Benedetti. And of course, my 21-year-old family at Xenon, without whom I certainly would not be up here. Table 16, led by Ian Mortimer, Shelley McCloskey, Jay, Rostam, Sherry, Alex, Robin. Paul Goldberg's there, worked with us for many, many years. And of course, early founders and great friends of mine, Frank Holler and Michael Hayden, who've both been incredible inspirations to me personally and of course to my career. I'd like to just thank and acknowledge my mom, Millie, my late father, Bernard. They really laid the foundation upon which I walk. Dear, dear friend Milton Shane, and Milton and Millie flew from Cape Town to be here tonight. What Jewish mother, as I was going to say, what Jewish mother wouldn't take the opportunity to see her son get an award and fly across the world? I think she'd fly to the moon to see one of her kids get an award and probably still complain. So atmosphere's not too great, but anyway. Nonetheless, I wanted just to leave perhaps the best to last, because for me, actually, my lifetime achievement are my two daughters, Talia and Mila. And it's not a day of award, it's been a lifetime. And so you two girls have given me the gift of parenthood, but have given me the magic, absolute magic of unconditional love. And I hope what you two have seen here tonight has been the power of partnership, the power of community, the power of collaboration. And we can all do little things and be successful on our own, but we can achieve so much together. So thank you very much for everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Farris, and thank you, Dr. Pimstone. One of the first times I met Simon was on an email that started with 8 people, and within 8 hours had 185 people on it. And Simon said, Wendy, LSBC should take the lead in collecting all the PPE from the labs that are closing in academia and research. And Simon, really, you initiated an effort that brought our community together and had a significant impact from March 14th to March 17th, when the world was going a little bit crazy, and we all of a sudden started collecting PPE. And Simon opened up his warehouse, and all of you that contributed, whether you were businesses, academic labs, or research centers, no one has ever called me and asked me to replace any of that equipment. So thank you. As a community, we came together and showed how we can do that, and that was under Simon's leadership.